Let's go one more. Here's lose. Here's win. Would it be possible to win if you couldn't lose? Someone says no. Well, should we take your word for that, or should we say, it doesn't seem like it? So jot it down. A lot of this, we don't have the final answer, but it doesn't seem like it. Would there be positive without negative? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like that's the game. Negative trying to overcome positive, positive trying to overcome negative. Darkness trying to overcome light, light trying to overcome darkness. So put that in there. Dark, light. If you walk into a dark room and turn on the light, the darkness disappears. Where does it go? Not very far away, waiting for a chance to come back. As soon as light starts to lose its energy, darkness moves back in, moves back in. If you want the darkness to stay gone, you got to keep the light shining, 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 shining. This is the game. It's 24 hours a day. Okay? In America, if you took an American football and we followed you to the nearest football stadium, and with the football under your arm, you walked across the goal line, would all of us cheer and call it a touchdown? And the answer is no. That's not a touchdown. It's not a touchdown until you face the 300-pounders, right, that want to smash your face in the turf. And if you can muscle by them and dance by the secondary, cross the goal line, now we cheer, call it a touchdown, win the championship. But that's the game of life. Yes, it's possible to win. Yes, it's possible to have a trophy to take home, put on the mantle. Yes, it's possible to be a winner and a champion. But you got to engage in this life struggle. Now, to finish up before we take our break, let me give you some points now. How to develop this personal philosophy. How many of you have 3 pages of notes already? 3 pages? Fantastic. Because I want you to take this home. I haven't come to entertain you. This is not my job. We've got others, they do their job. Mine is to just teach as much as I can, send you home with a whole journal full of stuff to go home, debate, consider, put some of it to work, right? Do whatever you wish with it. But I want you to, first of all, to get it. Now, jot this down. Your personal philosophy is like the sail on a sailboat. The winds are always blowing. Good winds, bad winds, stormy winds, pleasant winds. But it takes a wind to take us somewhere, to our dreams, our goals for money, our family, all of the stuff we want in our life. The winds are always blowing to take us there. But to get there, you've got to set the sail. The same wind blows on all of us. The difference in where we arrive is not the blowing of the wind, but the set of the sail. Your personal philosophy. And if you learn to use wise ideas, get some more and use those, you'll strengthen the set of your sail no matter what wind blows. Economic, social, personal, political. No matter. You'll get where you want to go by paying more attention to the set of the sail. Now jot these notes down just before we take a break. Let me get a little room here. Hopefully you've got all this. Where do we get ideas and information that'll help to strengthen this personal philosophy? So make these notes. We use our mind to think and process ideas and information. That's part of what you're doing today, processing ideas and information. Ideas are simply information taking form. The idea of your new home, the idea of a business enterprise, The idea of multiplying your income by 5 by 10. Using your mind to think and process. Here's what's interesting. It seems like only humans can do this, and thereby change their destination and their future. Only humans. Let's say that you're here. You are here, and it looks like you're headed here, and in 5 years you're going to be here. Would it be possible for you to set a new 5-year goal up here and make the necessary changes and start heading this way so that 5 years from now you wind up here instead of here? Is that possible? And the answer is yes, of course. But now you must go to work on it. No other life form can do this. Alter the course of your life and arrive at a better destination. No other life form can do it except human beings. All other life forms seems to be driven by instinct and the genetic code. In America, the goose flies south. How often? Every winter. If you said to the goose, this year it'd be better to go west, avoid the storms, the goose ignores that advice and keeps flying south every winter. Why? Because he's a goose. Got no choice. Programmed. Programmed like a robot, right? But that's not true, human beings. So make the note. Humans can go north, south, east, west. And here's one that'll boggle your mind. Human beings can live one way for 5 years and then tear up that script and live another way for the next 5 years. Try that on for size. The first 6 years of my economic life, I wound up broke. Not destitute, but broke. Creditors call it. Not $2 in my pocket to buy Girl Scout cookies. The next 6 years, I become a multimillionaire. How did I do that? The first 6 broke, the second 6 rich. Make this note. Here's how I did it. Number 1, I discovered I was not a goose. You say, no, Mr. Rohn, the next 6 years you got to do pretty much what you did the last 6 years. And the answer is no, no, no. If you're a goose, yes. If you're a human being, no. You can change everything. Where is it written you cannot change? Where is it written you cannot multiply your value by 2, by 3, by 5, by 10? There is no law. It's all personal. Personal decisions. So, we use our mind to think, process ideas and information. A couple of more notes and we're ready for our break. Where do we get these ideas and information? Number 1, PE. Just jot that down. Personal experience. Number 1, learn more from your own personal experience. That's why my mentor taught me to keep a journal. Said, Mr. Rohn, jot down everything that comes your way. Don't trust your memory. Don't sit and say, well, I'll remember that later. Said, chances are not good. Make this extra note. Be a serious student of life and fortune and multiplying your income and your future, giving better service. Be a good student. Okay? Jot down an idea how to manage your time. Jot down an idea how to invest in real estate. Jot down an idea that can change your income for the future. Keeping journals. When you fill up one, just fill up another one. These journals now form an important part of my own library. I recommend 3 treasures to leave behind when you're gone. 1, your pictures. Number 2, your library. Your books will be more valuable than your furniture. And number 3, your journals. The ideas that changed your life. The ideas that made you healthy. The ideas that gave you an incredible lifestyle. Imagine leaving that behind, and your library, and all of your photos. Treasures to leave behind. So, learning from personal experience. Make this note. They say if you survive your first heart attack, if you survive. You may now live to be a very old person. Why is that? The answer is because the heart attack was a wake-up call that you were off course. How valuable is that? It's life-saving if you didn't die. Maybe the doctor said, one more of these, and it's over for you. And you say, whoa! And you head for the health food store. And you start taking vitamins, and you start jogging on the beach, and you start doing the push-ups and doing all the stuff. And the radical change in life now may help you to live to be a very old person. Accepting the wake-up call, even though it was a negative experience, turn it into positive. So jot this down. It's called positive negative. Learn from all the positive negatives. When the early astronauts in America headed for the moon, on the way to the moon they had what was called mid-course corrections. What's that for? To stay on track. Because if you're headed for the moon, it's critical. If you miss the moon, you can't get back. I heard Neil Armstrong one time, first man on the moon, gave a good speech. He said, you know, the moon project was really solving two problems. I thought, well, that's pretty simple. Problem number one, how to get there. Problem number two, how to get back. I thought, well, that's good. And then here's what he said. Don't leave until you've solved both problems. Hey, that's good advice. Some of my business enterprises, how to get in, so I jumped in. I didn't figure out how to get out. It doesn't go well. So learn from your personal experience. Now here's one more. Then it's break time. Number 2 is called OPE. Learn from other people's experiences. That's why this list of speakers that Richard worked so hard on putting together to come by today and tomorrow is to learn from us. Our experiences could help you make some excellent decisions before these 2 days are finished. Okay. Now, jot this down. Learn from other people's experiences, both negative and positive. It's too bad failures don't give seminars. They would be very valuable. Now, we don't want to pay them so they don't lecture, but their information would be valuable. If you know someone that's messed up his life for the last 40 years, you have to say, John, would you spend a day with me? I will bring my journal and take good notes. Good-looking guy like you, beautiful family, every reason to do well, threw it all away. Teach me for a day how you messed it all up. And just start taking good notes. So learn from the negative as well as the positive. If you're driving down this country road, somebody flags you down, you roll down the window, and this guy that stopped you looks like he's been in a wreck. His head is bleeding. His clothes are almost all torn off. And he says to you, don't go down this road any further. The bridge is gone. I just survived the crash and came back to warn you. Would you roll up the window and say, mind your own business and head on down the road? No. No. So not just positive. Learn from negative as well as positive. Now that I've got some information that's going to make it worth your while to spend these couple of days. And we've got 4 more of these major points to go through when I come back. And I think you're going to enjoy it. The first one is personal philosophy, the guidance system, all of that, using your mind to think, process ideas, information, learn from PE, personal experience. Second, learn from OPE, other people's experiences. Now, I want you to jot down 3 ways to learn from other people. Here's number 1. Learn from what you see. We put some of this on video, on DVD, so you can see it more than once. Repetition of seeing it helps the ideas to click, make sense. This also means during the day, see what's going on, pay attention. Some people have got it together, some people it's flying apart. The key is to not get through the day, the key is to get from the day. By the end of the day, have some notes to put in your journal. What you saw that might make a difference in your life. So pay attention to what you see. Okay? Then the products that help you to see over and over and over. Here's the next one. We learn from what we hear. We ask you to come here and spend 2 full days listening. Part of it's what you see, but the biggest part of it is what you hear. Now, here's what's important in what you hear. Select good voices to listen to. We put some of this on CD so you can hear it again and again. Turn your car into a mobile classroom. Hear it over and over and over. But be a selective listener. Okay, don't just listen to everything. Just tune out the stuff that, that's not worth listening to. Okay, there's not enough time for the good stuff, so skip all the trash. My personal opinion. Okay? Next, in what you hear, stand guard at the door of your mind. And you must decide what goes in your mental factory to spin out and weave the fabric of your future in your life. Okay, so be a good listener, a selective listener. Here's number 3, read all the books. Now, you can't read all the books, right? There's several million books. But make this note now, it's one of the best for the day. Read all the books necessary to make you as healthy and as rich and as prosperous and live as good a life as you possibly can. Read all those books. Don't leave those unread. The book you don't read won't help. My mentor, Mr. Schoaf, got me started on my library when I was 25. I've now got probably one of the best. If you saw it, you'd be impressed. I haven't read everything in it, but I feel smarter just walking in it. My library. I was smart enough to buy it. Now I got to be smart enough to read it. Now here's the next. After you read, you refine what you read and decide what to do. Right? Be a student, not a follower. We talked about that earlier. Read the books. My mentor recommended 3 sources of information. Number 1 was the Bible. 66 books. Interesting. Second, he recommended a book called Think. We've been talking about that. Think. And what? Grow rich. Think and grow. The imagination is so powerful for your life and for your future. The city of Singapore started in someone's imagination. A few people's imagination started it all. That's where all things tangible begin, in the imagination. So think and grow rich. Little book that helped change my life. Made me wealthy by the time I was 31, 32. Here's the next book, called The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clayson. The Richest Man in Babylon. My mentor said, wouldn't you have to get that book, Mr. Rohn? Study The Richest Man in Babylon. I said, I suppose I should. So I started searching for it. Found this little book. It changed my life starting at age 25, and I was a millionaire by age 31, 32. This little book was dynamic. I'm using it also, part of it, in a book I'm trying to compose and get finished someday, titled, Of Course Kids Should Pay Taxes. You'll enjoy this little book when it finally comes out. In California, kids do pay taxes. Interesting. In California, if a little 8-year-old walks into 7-Eleven and buys something that cost $1, the proprietor asks the child for 8 more pennies. So the kid says, "What's these 8 pennies?" And the proprietor says, "That's the taxes." And the kid says, "I'm only 8 years old." And the proprietor says, "Congratulations, you're my youngest taxpayer." Now the kid asks why the 8 pennies. Then you explain, if you want to ride your bicycle on the sidewalk instead of in the mud, you have to pay the 8 pennies. So finally, children begin to understand, right? Taxes are necessary. So of course kids should pay. Everybody should pay. Okay. In my book, I'm going to teach kids how to have 2 bicycles, one to ride and one to rent. Right? You don't have to be General Motors to make a profit. All you have to be is bright, understand capitalism, as we talked about earlier, and go to work and make it happen. But this little book now, The Richest Man in Babylon, let me give you 4 points about this little book. If you're ready, say I'm ready. Point number 1, it's easy to find. I'm sure you can find